Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery with our monthly specials and new arrivals video for the month of February 2025. Hard to believe we're there already yet. So this is a video, monthly specials and new arrivals where we bring you special deals that are good for this month only, February, and new arrivals to our inventory. They may be new on the market or they just may be new to our inventory. We're gonna start there with some new arrivals here on my right. And there's a whole list of new arrivals that you can check out on our website. We just picked out two to highlight for you. Starting off right here with the brand new Sitka Ventlight GTX boots. So you can see these new boots from Sitka that they've just come out with, and it's basically, the popular rubber boots that we see on steroids. Sitka does everything to the nth degree. That's what they did here. It is not simply just a rubber boot. This upper here, as you can see, we've got Gore-Tex written on the side there, so this is breathable. One of the things with those rubber boots is that they can get really hot inside. So Sitka wanted to have a breathable upper portion here. It is still waterproof, but it is Gore-Tex, so it's gonna be breathable. On the bottom, you're gonna have right there, Vibram soles. So these things are built sturdy. You're gonna be able to handle pretty much any terrain with these. They are form-fitting in there in that your foot's just not gonna slide around. It captures it where you need to capture it, so they are comfortable when walking. Inside, we're gonna have Primaloft insulation. So what that does is, that's gonna keep your foot warm when the weather is cold, but then also what it's gonna do is it's gonna wick away moisture and heat when it's hot. So this is an all-season boot that they have there. Great new boot there from Sitka. As we said, Sitka just takes everything and does it to another level. That's the Ventlight GTX boots. Next up, right here, we have the new dialed proof sight. So Dialed Archery came out maybe 2 years ago with their first sight. And the proof basically is where they took the first sight, made a bunch of improvements to it to just really nail this thing and get it solid. So we are gonna have this is gonna be your control lever here for moving up and down the dial. And it does now have a positive lock. Push that all the way forward and you cannot budge this sight. So we do have a lock on the sight now. And you're gonna be able to adjust this first, second, and third axis. They've got easy adjustments. One of the things I like, this is a 3-pin version, is we do have the sliding cover here. You can see your fiber up top there. If you're getting a starburst, you can slide this forward, quiet those pins down. That's a key feature for me. When you're in the dark timber or it's the end of the day, you want to get as much light as possible, but if you're out in bright sunlight, you're going to want to quiet those pins down. So great feature there. Some other things that we still have the dual sight tape rings. You've got them inside, outside. You can run them both at the same time, one at a time, either side, wherever you want to do it. And of course, that signature dialed void in the middle there just makes these things look cool. And that slant, of course, what that's designed to do is as you are going to be shooting longer distance, which means you're going to be scrolling this way, you're going to be scrolling down, what it's doing is bringing the scope closer to your eye as you shoot farther. And what that does is it gives you a little bit of extra distance by bringing the scope closer to you as you get out to those farther ranges. But just really well built. This thing is rock solid now. That's the dialed proof. Now moving over to this side of the table, we have our monthly specials. We picked out 3 here. You can click the link in the description to see all the special deals that we have for the month of February. But we'll start right up front here with the Trophy Ridge Spot On release. So this is an index finger release, obviously wrist strap from the folks at Trophy Ridge. Single caliper, it's going to be a push to cock, pull to fire. It is spring loaded. So in other words, I'm just putting a little pressure on that trigger and then it flies open. That single caliper, great for clean D-loop release. It's going to slide off this smooth edge here. Just promotes a consistent release there by having that single jaw. It does swivel. The head swivels 360 degrees, and this barrel back here, you can move this to 4 locking positions. You know, if you're up in the tree, you can imagine this here. I'm climbing up, now it's out of the way. I can swivel it around and it locks in these different positions. So just handy to keep that thing out of the way. It's got a nice buckle strap there. You are going to have adjustments for trigger travel in this release as well. So the Trophy Ridge Spot On, we're going to have this at 29% off this month. Now, next up, just in time for 3D season, we have Altra Centrum Premier 23 shafts. These are going to be available in 300 and 400 spine. If you're not familiar with Altra arrows, this is a new arrow company, relatively new within the last 2 years. Levi Morgan is shooting these on the ASA and IBO circuit. And what it is these are 100% high modulus carbon arrows, and the construction of them, the way they're made, minimizes the stiff axis. So typically with carbon arrows, you're going to have a stiff axis that you want to have pointed up, ideally for consistency. But the way that the Centrums are made, it minimizes that. There still will likely be a stiff axis, but it's not as pronounced as it is in other arrows. So it's not as critical to do that knock tuning. You still want to do it, but I think you're going to find that it's not as critical as it is with other arrows. That Premier, Centrum Premier, that means these have the tightest tolerances, straightness to within 0.001 inches. So super straight arrows they have. And again, 23 diameter, that's great for 3D. We're just getting into 3D season. We're going to have these arrows that when you buy them, you're going to get a $25 LAS gift card. So for other things you're going to need, of course, you're going to need points, nocks, bushings, all that stuff. You can apply that to your Centrum arrows. Then last up back here, we have the Avalon hexagon fletching jig. So I have it in the box here because it's an elaborate construction. What it is it's a 6-arrow fletching jig station. So it's going to be this big. You're going to have 6 positions for fletching arrows. You know, you'll be able to do a half dozen at once. Each one's going to have its own clamp. So you're going to be able to individually set 6 arrows, half dozen arrows. And the knock receivers, it is set so that you're doing a 3-fletch, 120-degree fletching configuration. That's a standard, that's 3 equidistant placed fletchings is what that is. And with the jigs, you're going to be able to set them in straight, right or left offset up to 3 degrees. So 1, 2, 3 degrees, however you want to get your offset, you'll be able to do that right or left with this fletching jig. And like I said, you know, this whole station, you're going to be able to work with a half dozen arrows at once. So real handy fletching jig there. And it is all metal, so super solid construction and easy to clean. You're not going to worry about the glue messing up the plastic on your clamps. It's going to be metal. So the Avalon hexagon fletching jig, we're going to have this at 20% off this month. All right, so that's what we have for monthly specials and new arrivals for the month of February. It's spring, just getting into all sorts of archery activities. We're still in indoor. We're going to start heading outdoors. Great time of year to get geared up for the coming archery. And don't forget, if you want to see everything that we have in new arrivals and monthly specials, be sure to click the link in the description below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. And as always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at lancasterarchery.com.